Okay, so how to stop doom scrolling. The first mistake someone takes is they want to seize the bad habit just because of it. I mean, you believe you are on self-control somehow. You believe you have all the energy necessary to do that, but you just didn't because, I don't know. So you give it a try and fail successfully. The first thing you should do if you really want to stop scrolling or doom scrolling is you need to find the cause of it, because scrolling is killing time, which is a symptom of a cause. So that's the first thing you should do. So take a piece of paper, take a pen, or use your smartphone. Whatever you observe that you are doom scrolling, where you start, like for example, you wake up first thing in the morning, you start scrolling. Take notes. Take notes. How many times do you do, and why? At what times do you do it? Because that will give you the hints that will be used for tracking down the cause of it. The next thing you should do is you should admit that you are addicted. When you look that, if you don't, but when you look at that paper and look at your smartphone, you see how many times you scroll and how many times you evade, how many times you are trying to run from something, and you take your X or your Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you will find out that you are addicted. And that's the first step for a full recovery. You should admit it. Yeah, I'm addicted, and that's fine. It's okay. I'm addicted. Now I know it. Now I can treat. If you don't, you just won't be willing to change, because you will believe that you can stop anytime soon, but you cannot. If you stop like for a day or two, you're gonna find that you are addicted. The next thing is you should keep scrolling, because you cannot just stop from one day to other if you don't understand what's going on. If you try to stop without any motive or anything, you will fail and you will stop trying. So that's not good. So keep scrolling for this time. So now that's the time you need to attack the cause of it. And it's deeper than you believe, right? So you find out, like, for example, have 10 times a day. It's much more than that, believe me. Believe me. You scroll like 10 times a day. And then you find out, why did I do it? And then you find that you are running from your responsibilities, that you are running from your work that you need to do, that's boring. You're running away from taking decisions that will take you to another level or will bring this feeling of not knowing what to do with your life. There are a lot of things that is going on, and you are just trying to await. You're just idle. You're just waiting for something to happen. And that's your animal side winning, because it has won. Why? Because you don't need to do anything. You have food, you have water, you have rest, you have everything, most people. And why should you do something different? So you just living like an animal. But we are not animals, just animals. We are more than that, and it will ask you to pay attention. And when you deny it, it will give you a very bad sensation, anguish, and all these conditions everybody knows: anxiety, depression, these addictions like porn addiction, etc. All right, so you will find out, right, that despite the fact you're running from just because of your work, your relationship, you don't want to wake up to work because it's boring, I don't know, you will find out that's much deeper than that. There's something that's the real battle you're running away from. And that's the cause of it. If you try to stop like an addiction like that, you can do it just by treating that, but you will not resolve the problem that you already have. For Carl Jung, for example, an alcoholic, an addicted person are trying to get to an inner connection to their inner self. And that makes total sense. What I'm saying is, it's a kind of a you are trying to get this, forget about this dopamine stuff, all right? It's the hardware, it's very, very true, but you will not treat the cause, you will treat the symptoms. If you stop it being addicted to doom scrolling, you'll find something else. You can get better for a couple of times, then you get back to that. So we need to change a lot of things in order to create this kind of life you want. It's just part of the problem that you are feeling that are interfering in your life in a bad way, because you're not productive anymore, don't have energy to do things. But this energy is repressed. This energy is being channeled to these regressive problems that you are feeling. It's not even the task, it's your life as a whole, and you are not willing to pay the price to change your life, because you know you have a lot of things you should be doing. Or if you don't know, if you feel lost, you know you should. There's something calling you to connect with your inner self, and you don't know what it is. And maybe you don't believe in God, maybe you don't have a religion, or maybe it's a weak connection. And I'm not saying anything about religion, I'm saying about psychology. The imago Dei, the image of God, is an archetype. It's something everybody has inside themselves. And when we ignore it, like when you don't recognize there's an inner self inside you, you just suffer for nothing, and you can keep your life away doing that, and that's not very good. So in order to stop doom scrolling, you need to confront this problem, which is, how can I connect to my inner self? When you connect to your inner self, it's not a subjective thing, it's not just a magical thing, it's a psychological thing. We'll find out you need to do some stuff. Like, for example, you need to change your job, you need to change your career, you need to change your relationship, or you need to reinvent yourself or your relationship. It's not about ending, it's about transforming, it's about changing. So a lot of times you're just denying that and trying to live your life like nothing is happening, like you're not burning on fire inside your house. And that's why it's the anguish, it's the addiction and everything. And that's very true. That's real psychology, that's deep psychology. And I've seen that a lot of times, a lot of people that are they're fighting a battle inside themselves, and a lot of people get better for a couple of times, then goes back to therapy because they are feeling different things, or the same things are going on, and that's a problem. You cannot just forget about it. So you need to transform that dissipated energy that's going back to traumas, to everything. You need to take that energy back. So that's why you need to find the cause. And there's a lot of causes. You cannot, it depends individually of someone. It's not about the trauma, it's not about the family, it's just being flooded with this energy. So you need to take that energy back to reality. When you take that energy back to reality and put something, you will find yourself with enough energy to stop doom scrolling, to change your habits. Then you change a couple habits, you will feel much better, you feel alive. Then you have to do one more thing, which is you cannot just ignore that just because you are now good, you can live your life in the way that you were living in the past. Now you need to use that energy to find the real cause, because it's deeper than that. Now we will find how can I touch my inner self so I can find out what to do, what to obey, why I have to confront the biggest of the battles. And that will change me. That will change the way I look for life, and I will have to pay the price somehow. So you need to integrate that. You need to listen outside, but listen inside. And that's mostly what a lot of people in the Western society aren't doing. When you pay the price, you start living, you can suffer, but you will suffer with purpose. And that means a lot to your life. You will pay hundreds of prices. You will pay the price to do what you have to do in your life. And there's a lot of things. You were not born like when you were born. You were born like hundreds, thousands of years ago, 100,000 years ago. That's inside of you, and you need to put it on. You need to be like a catalyzer to that energy and on your context of life. So I hope I've explained to you this complex situation. So it's not about doom scrolling by itself. It's something much deeper, but it's a call. It's not bad. It's a very good thing. It's a call that's just trying to keep this homeostasis inside yourself, doing that, but it's a call for something deeper. And I hope you listen to it. Start listening and be patient. The problem was much deeper than you have thought.